Hello, so today we're going to be classifying quadrilaterals. I have made a chart here. Quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon. Sum of interior angles is always 360 degrees, and that's a funky picture of my quadrilateral. There are certain types, classifications. Trapezoid is one pair of parallel sides. They only have one pair of parallel sides. These will eventually run into one another. Parallel lines are lines that never meet. Parallelogram is opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are congruent. And I usually call this a drunk rectangle because it leans to the side and the two sides are equal here and the two sides are equal here, and they both are parallel. They'll never meet. The next one, so this kind of goes down with that diagram, and right below that trapezoid was an isosceles trapezoid. One pair of parallel, found a mistake, that's an L, people. One pair of parallel sides, non-parallel sides are congruent. These sides can be congruent, these sides cannot. And this is usually the trapezoid that we use when we find an area of a trapezoid. Base 1, base 2 times the height, and we'll get to that eventually, but this is the one that they usually refer to. The rhombus is a drunk square, not a drunk rectangle. A rhombus is that drunk square. It's square and then it leans to the side. Opposite sides are parallel. All sides are congruent. All sides are congruent. A square, opposite sides are parallel, all sides are equal, all angles are 90 degrees. Rectangle, opposite sides are parallel and congruent, all angles are 90 degrees. Opposite sides are congruent. You would know this when you do either the area of a rectangle or the perimeter of a rectangle. Because of the formula that you would use, the perimeter of a rectangle equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Quadrilaterals have 4 sides, 4 angles. The sides of this quadrilateral are AB, BC, CD, AD. The angles are angle A, angle B, angle C, and angle D. And the sum of those measures of all are always 360 degrees. Find each missing measure. This is when you're finding a missing measure of a shape. In this case, it is a quadrilateral, and you're going to add those 3 angle measures together, and you're going to subtract that from 360. And it may show that it's an X. That means it's that unknown number, and it needs to know what that measure is. Now, don't panic, because you already know that the inside of this is 360 degrees. You're going to add those numbers up, which is 247. You're going to subtract that from 360, and you're going to get what that X is, which is 113 degrees. The next step is I have two samples. You can, cover this up, write this shape down, and see if you can work out the problem. You can stop and pause, however you want to do it. I just left it up there for you to do it. And then this shows you here that I added all 3 angles, I subtracted it from 360, and I received my answer. Here I have 2 shapes. One is a triangle, one is a quadrilateral. And I had to find angle 1 and angle 2. And back when we were talking about adjacent or vertical angles, this is a vertical angle, whatever this angle equals, so that would be angle 2. And then angle 1 is to add all those up and subtract it, and you would get 138. Then for a triangle, it always equals 180. You would add those 2 angles up, and then you would subtract that from the 180, and then you would get angle 3. And you can go back and rewind, and that kind of went quick, but you're looking for angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. And I've explained how to get them. Next up is to find the value of x. Now this is an algebraic kind of problem. And I'm not quite sure if they would be on the high set test, but it may be something that you may see in the future. And so they're telling you 12x plus 1 plus 7x plus 6x minus 4 plus 90 degrees. And then here you would combine like terms, and then you would have it all equal 360, and you're going to set it up to solve for x. So you're going to try to get, to get x by itself. You're going to subtract 85 from both sides, 85 from both sides, and then you're going to divide by 25, and then you're going to get x equals 11. And that would be your answer for the x. Now to figure out, and I just realized that I didn't really put in what you needed to do. You're going to do 6 times 11 minus 4, and you would get 66 minus 4, and you would get 62 degrees for this one. You're going to substitute this 11 in for each x to find out the degree. 7 times 11 is going to be 77 degrees for that angle. And then for this angle over here, you're going to do 12 times 11. I'm sorry. Minus 1. 12 times 11 is 132. And then that would equal 131 degrees. Now, to figure out if you did it correctly, you would add up 131, 77, 22, and 90 degrees, and see if all those four are equal to 360 degrees. Brain fart, sorry. 360 degrees. So, 131 plus 62 plus 77 plus 90 degrees, does it equal 360? And remember, this is a 90-degree angle because of that little square in the corner means it's 90 degrees. Excuse me one second while I go get my calculator. There we go. 131 plus 62 plus 77 plus 90 degrees. 131 plus 62 plus 77 plus 90 degrees equals 360. Voila, it came up. And the calculator that we use in our classroom is the FX260, and you can purchase them at Walmart. So